He didn't want to be with just one woman, but I didn't know it was to that extent, honestly.
To what extent?
To the extent of him just having bitches over every freaking week I'm there.
Okay.
Like I said.
Say it ain't so. So Rada is not a ride or die. Michael Blackson's fiance Rada called off their long-term open relationship after finding out that he had a baby by another woman just 2 months after they welcomed their first son.
Keep scratching himself for no reason. Why you scratch yourself, Mikey? Why you scratch yourself? Look.
Of course, everything was fine in the beginning, and she accepted the fact that he could not be with one woman and he could only be in an open relationship. Check this out.
How long now? It's been a while.
Over 5 years.
What is it like, and what's the secret?
Well, I think the secret is just having fun, smiling, laughing, enjoying each other when we have those moments together and not thinking about anything else. No expectations.
No expectation. Just
having fun.
having fun. I cheated on every woman I was with. When I realized that after my last relationship, when she left me because, she got tired of me cheating, then I realized to myself, I can't be faithful. So I said, if anybody come around, I'm like, listen, I'm done with a relationship, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot be.
A girl is like, Rada is a freak. I mean, early in the relationship, she enjoyed watching me sleep with women. She did. And in fact, when me and her having sex, you know what makes her come? When I tell her what I did with the last person.
As you see, they appeared to be having fun as long as he followed these rules.
Fiance.
What's that like?
And when I got with her, I'm like, listen, I've been single. But if this is gonna work, I'm gonna need some kind of benefits. I get one side chick a month.
Are you serious?
That's serious. You give me some side chick rules I have to follow.
Yeah,
I have to protect myself, and I can't look at women in the eye while having sex with her. Living this lifestyle is not for everybody. Monogamy is for broke motherfuckers. We don't live together.
Got you.
What do you mean? We don't live together, man. This is 2025, man.
Even with these rules in place, she still was not happy. Check this out.
I didn't know it was to that extent, honestly.
To what extent?
To the extent of him just having bitches over every freaking week I'm there.
Okay.
So tonight on Thursday Night Therapy, we talk about this and the secret formula to making the first move. Let's talk about it. Yo, what up? Hey, we got a special show for y'all tonight. It's going to be all guys, you know what I'm saying? So we going to get down, no holds barred. We going to get deep on these subjects, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be nice with the females tonight, you know what I'm saying? What's happening, Dante?
Yes, sir. Nice and relaxed, man. Having a good time, having a good week, man. The damn temperature been dropping on us out here, man. I don't know how y'all been doing out your way, man, but we starting to feel that cold coming through, but it's been cool.
Oh, that's good. See, out here in Vegas, man, it's just 2 seasons. It's hot for 6 months, and then it's like cool, semi-warm for 6 months. So we're in that period. And when it's like that, like I said, it's like high 70s, low 80s. And, and it's nice. And then sometimes at nighttime, it could get down to the low 40s or high 30s, during the wintertime. But other than that, it's pretty much good weather for 6 months, man. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Lucky man. All right, folks. Hey, like my man said, we got an all fellas update special tonight. If you haven't already, take the time to like, subscribe, share. We live. You want to subscribe so that you know anytime that we go live, anytime we drop something, you guys know what's going on. But check it. Let's get into the current events, man. My man Michael Blackson, that situation with Rada has finally come to an end. And for those who don't know, Michael, Rada, they've had this situation for many, many years where essentially she was okay with Michael Blackson having side chicks. And like the video kind of showed, there were certain rules in place. But, as far as guys are concerned, Michael was kind of making out where he was able to have his girl, but he was able to have fun, at least one side chick per month, according to what I heard online. But she was giving him some of that freedom that comes with that lifestyle. And I don't know, in some ways, it's kind of sad to see that even doing all of that, it still didn't work out for him.
Right. And see, the thing is, too, man, listen, and this is how I look at it, man. If you look at the whole picture, he was honest from the beginning. He said, listen, I cannot stay with one woman. If you can accept me for my flaws, then we can be together. So he said this from the beginning. Now, she was acting like she was going along with it in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? She was being happy, like, oh, we're just having fun. But as you see, she started inserting a little bit of control. But what I've seen, like when I watch, like when you watch movies where they have polyamory or open relationships, they always have like a rule guideline where you couldn't do or whatever. And as you see on this, Michael Blackson and she put so she could have some type of semi-control. And some of the things were that when he was making love, well, not making love, when he was having sex with other women, he couldn't look them straight in the eye.
It's a good rule.
He could only have, like, I guess he could have one side chick a month. And then and then he couldn't fix them breakfast on their way out. So he couldn't treat them anything but like a hoe, it sounded like to me. You know what I'm saying? So she created these things so she didn't want him to have a deep connection with anyone else. So it was like her controlling it without being in control, you know what I'm saying, by setting the rules for it. But I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, we already know, man, if you having sex with somebody, especially, and when one of them probably should have been, you can't have sex with a girl more than one time or something like that. But if you having sex, if you intermingling emotions and things like that, you listen, if you're letting your man go out here and have sex, you got to take everything that come along with it. That was an accident. I'm sure he didn't get the girl pregnant on purpose.
Man.
I'm just saying, you got to take everything that come along with it. The rubber might bust. You feel me?
You're right. The rubber might bust, but did it?
Obviously it busted.
or was bro and that bitch making eye contact and taking the condom off with hoes and shit, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the rules was fair. I feel like the rules she gave were fair, all things considered. And it's like, yeah, of course, strap up. Of course, don't bring no babies home. Of course, don't bring no diseases home. Of course, keep it to a certain minimum and don't feed the whole breakfast or do nothing extra, make these hoes feel special. I got it. Bruh, I only had one job, fam. And he had another baby 2 months after they had a baby. 2 months. It'd be one thing if, like, they've been rocking 5 years. Maybe their kids are older or something. But, like, you know how women are, bruh. She had a baby, and 2 months later, another chick had a baby. She was never going to go for that shit. I hope the condom bust because he fucked up a really good thing, if not, bro.
Man, stop it. And this is the thing, too. Like, I'm going to just say this. Like I said, and what I've also seen in these polyamory open relationships is that even when rules are asserted and you're allowed to sleep with other women, a natural cheater is going to go beyond that. So a woman, she's saying, yeah, you can sleep with everybody. And I've seen it where just tell me who it is first, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And he'll still be sneaking on the side. You know what I'm saying? Because
that ain't the point, bro. It's that sneaking. It's that sneaking part that gives a certain justification, bro. You're right. You're right. Like a mother. For the ladies out there who think, you know what, he's a natural born cheater. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be open to poly. He gonna cheat on all of y'all. Like my big bro saying right now. If that's what's in, bro, like y'all knowing who it is and knowing what that takes all of the excitement out of this shit. No, he want to go pop some shit that don't no fucking body know about.
Right, that's true. Because like I said, listen, ladies or men, if you're in an open relationship, like I said, if they're a natural cheater, they're going to find a way to break those rules or to go into that shaded gray area. Like I said, in this particular case, Michael Blackson was within, it wasn't a chick that, that was on the side. I mean, he got her pregnant, but I mean, bro, it can happen. Any type of sex that you have can happen. So, I mean, he still didn't break any rules that I said. She said he could have sex with other women, so that wasn't the issue. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was just an accident that happened. So once you let somebody have sex with somebody else, you got to take everything that comes along with it. So think about that before you actually do it, because like I said, it's fun and all that. And it's like I said, most people are in an open relationship anyway, but they don't know it. But now that they are, people, man, most guys, especially young guys, cheat. Like we have a lot. Like when I was younger, I mean, shit, that was my thing. I mean, I couldn't help it, man. Like I had to go out here and find new pastures, man. You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely know.
Yeah. So but like I said, in this case, I mean, and the thing is too, man. And if you watch Michael Blackson, man, he started getting kind of arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when men get money, they start getting God complex, where they think they can just do any motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? They start talking shit. Everything is a joke to him. Like he said, he was like, monogamy is for broke niggas. But like I said, bro, hey, rich dudes, man, the shit don't be working out for you either, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you messing with all these different females, you get caught up and you get all these and you start getting people pregnant. And now, hey, the girl gonna dip into your bank account, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, man, people just, like I said, when you start getting a certain amount of money, man, you can actually buy women. And this is the thing too. And I want to say this too. Now, all of a sudden, okay, y'all been in an open relationship for all this time. And I talk about this too. Women, like I told you, like to play chess, man. Women are very smart and strategic, right? She didn't break up with him until she had the baby. So now she has control over the situation more so. Like if there was no baby involved, he could just say, fuck you. Now there's a baby involved. Now you guys are going to be tied with the baby. There's going to be a check that's going to be passed over. You know what I'm saying? Now she's in a more stronger, advantageous position that she can pull. So now it's no coincidence all these years, because they was even on love couple, they was on love therapy or something like that. And she really did not like the open relationship thing. Now she's all of a sudden has power over the relationship a little bit. And now she's pulling that flex. Like I said, I don't feel sorry for her, dog. You know what I'm saying? That she got her baby, she gonna have her check and shit. And ain't nothing he can do about it now.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for her, man. But you know what? I feel sorry for them. I feel like they had something that was working. I feel like that was working, and it was working for a while, man. And I feel like that was an example of something that could work for other people. And with it being messed up, you know, anybody who would have supported that notion is no longer going to support that notion anymore. But you know what? That always seems to be the case, Chuck. Like you were saying, any of these open relationships, anytime you open your relationship up to other stuff, I don't see it work out where it's like, oh man, they did it right and that worked out great for them. You usually see those things end up in misery and pain. You know, love is a very tender thing to play with. And when you invite other people into your house, so to speak, into your bedroom, you have to be open to everything that comes with it. Like you was just saying, I mean, like you said, the condom could break. Even if bro didn't take it off, it could have broke. It could have had a hole in it. The girl could have poked a hole in it. There's a lot of different things that could have happened that could have led to this. I mean, so, you know, one of those things where, like you were saying, if you open up that door, you have to be open to all of the things that come with it. And unfortunately, this came to bite them. But I hate to see that for him because, man, low key, I kind of like that little setup. I ain't gonna lie to you, big dog.
Right. I mean, bro, if you're a millionaire, it's easy to have this set up. If you are in the power position, most women they're gonna accept you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? And if this is how you live and you present it to them and you're honest from the beginning, they're gonna accept it, man. Because like I said, she gets a lot of perks, you know, for being with this guy. Like I said, he's famous. You see at the beginning of the show, he was walking on the red carpet with her. You know what I'm saying? They was together. I'm sure, he was paying for her lifestyle and all that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was just, like I said, I just think he was just trying to think he could do too much. Like I said, on that thing, he said they don't live together. He was basically treating her like kind of a side piece that he brings out when it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? And no woman is ever going to feel secure in those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, unless you have a baby with her, which is where they're at right now. And and like I said, I'm telling you, he obviously, like I said, she was all right. She was a thick Asian lady, but I mean, she wasn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wasn't all that.
But shit, that nigga ain't.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, he's a millionaire. But all I'm saying is, listen, what makes your value is you accepting him for who he is, and shit, you should have been going and finding him for him. You know what I'm saying? Keep him happy. If this is what he likes and you accepting him, then you go out here and you find the finest holes that he can smash, because that's where your value lays, and you cooperating with what he wants. But instead, you want to go against the grain and you don't want him to do all this shit. And then now, like, you know what I'm saying, you didn't have the baby and you mad that he had another, like, bro, this is what the fuck you signed up for. So I don't feel sorry for her, man, because this is what they did, man. And you had a baby. I mean, shit, that's what it is. It ain't like he can't afford the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just glad she had a baby, so that, like you said, she at least can have something out of the deal. But man, from here on out, that's them folk business, man. I'm good otherwise.
No, I feel you. Okay, let's read some of these comments. Okay. Look, not going to say his name. How can you cheat on your lady if she knows it? Why stay with him? If he did it, he'd be pissed. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, he's just saying, yeah, you can't cheat. It's not cheating if she knows and she accepts it. So she can't call cheating. But like I told you, since she has the baby now, then he can't leave her. Like he can leave her, but the baby's there. So there's nothing that he can do now. Now he's locked in with her. You know what I'm saying? So I think, now she has more of a, but like I said, if they would have had a baby earlier, I think she would have already talked shit about the situation. But since it just happened, now she's using him having another baby as more of an excuse. Because like I said, if it's real love there, it's not going to just end because of that shit, because you guys was already playing. And he was talking about in that interview that, man, she comes when I tell her, she's a freak. She likes to see me hit other girls. Like, I mean, you can't have it both ways now. Shit, that's just what happens, dog. And y'all was out in the streets, man. And this is the fuck you got. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go to some of the other comments. Okay, yeah, like buy women. That's right. You can buy women. Women are up for sale, dog. Straight up. Women are up for sale. Let me see. We got one more. You got a point, bro. Love is a strong word, bro. That's right. Okay. So let's go to our first video. We got a couple videos that we're gonna talk about today. Like, look, man, it's all fellas tonight, dog. No feminine energy in this motherfucker. You feel me? Fuck that. It's us. All right. So we're gonna play some shit. We're gonna talk, keep it real. There ain't no being nice tonight. Hold on. Let's see what else we got. Hold on. Okay. Now here goes a now remember, women are very this. Okay. Now you know what? I'm gonna play this guy. He was mad at his girl about the body count. So I want y'all to hear this. Here we go. We're gonna start off with this one. Here we go.
Like, we had a conversation about body counts.
How was that conversation started? Was it just a normal conversation?
We were listening to music, and me and her were talking. And then he comes in the room, well, actually in the kitchen, because that's where the fight started. Okay. And he was like, 42? You fuck 42 niggas? You
So, boyfriend ends up in prison after hearing his girlfriend body count is 42. I ain't gonna lie, I might have crashed out too. That's something you supposed to tell me at the beginning. Let me decide if I want your past to affect our relationship or not. I would be devastated after hearing that number. I wouldn't listen to no 42 Doug. I wouldn't drink no 1942. And when I'm 41 and my birthday come, I'ma just tell people I'm 43. It's never okay to put your hands on a woman, but bitch, you is wrong as hell. I wouldn't have hit you, but I would have left for sure. 42 niggas is crazy. If your girl fuck 42 niggas, you damn near can't go nowhere without seeing a nigga that done fucked your bitch before. I'm the type of nigga, I don't really care about a female past for real, but 42 is insane. This is something we gotta talk about. You got like 12 niggas, alright, cool, we grown as hell. She had no business playing no body count game in front of her nigga, knowing good and well her number was that high.
Man, bro, listen, let me start first on this shit, okay?
Go ahead, bro.
For one, listen, man, I want to just tell all you square motherfuckers out here that these women is out here fucking, bro. Be thankful that they're giving it out. You know what I'm saying? Or you might not have got any. So 42 for a woman that's 30 years old, that's probably about where it need to be. It's probably higher than that. Just think on how many people that these women interact with, you know what I'm saying, on a daily, and how quick that you are to hit. It don't take that long to hit, bro. Like, for real. You can meet a female, you know what I'm saying, and these females be wanting. They be wanting to D more than a lot of times when we want it. And you could go out with a woman. I say my average and shit is like the second time I'm hitting, bro.
Straight up.
Tell the truth. Like I said, you already calling her, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then after first date, that's foreplay and shit. And you setting it up for the next one automatically. So just imagine, like, okay, so you meeting a female like that. So how many people she hitting during the year, bro? Like, she hitting probably these 10 dudes a year. Straight up. Like, let's keep it real, man. These women are giving up, dog. They like it's dudes.
12, it's 12 months in the year, fam. You say 10 dudes a year.
I say 10 dudes a year, bro. Straight up. I'm serious, man. I'm dead serious. Like I said, I'm married. I'm happily married now. Okay, I want everybody to know that if you don't know something about my bio. But I've been out in these streets, man. I know how these females operate, bro. And I'm glad. Be thankful that they giving it up. This motherfucker mad talking about 42. I would have crashed out too. Like, motherfucker, that's some sucker ass shit, man.
Yeah. So let me get on this shit a little bit. So first of all, for all you soft ass niggas out here, bro, tissue paper ass niggas, Bro, calm down. You did not go in there off no 42 bodies and crash out on your girl. Like my dog said, it's probably more than that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, calm the fuck down. You wild as hell. Because first of all, I'm sure you got more bodies than her, first of all. But second of all, it's like, bro, you chose your girl off her characteristics or whatever the case. If you don't like something about what you hear, bro, be a man and leave about that situation, bro, with your head held up high, your pride, bro. You don't be putting your hands on a motherfucking female. Now your goofy ass is in jail, and she about to get up to 45.
Yes.
Tonight. Like, now what? You done let your feelings and your emotions get in the way. And a lot of the time, that's these young men out here raised without their father and father figures around to help guide them through certain situations and know how to control your emotions, bro. That is not how you handle yourself when your emotions are touched. She had a homegirl over there and everything. I'm sure he felt some type of way. It was in front of her homegirl and shit. Oh, well, he crashed out. And it's like, people put too much value in that. I crashed out. Like, now look at you. Fam, you locked up behind that shit. You done called a DV case behind that shit and put your hands on this girl. You on the internet behind this junk, bro. And it's a whole thing. I don't know if they got children together or what it is, but it's like, you know, that ends up going a long way. And it's like, bro, it was never even worth all of that.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, I mean, just, you know, to these young cats, man, especially, like I said, a lot of these young cats are very emotional when it comes to women and when it comes to the vagina. But, you know, that was one thing that I'm glad my dad inserted in me at a younger age, is to never be emotional. You know, women come a dime a dozen, man, and don't be emotional over vagina. You know what I'm saying? And you really don't want to ask your woman how many people she's been with, because really, listen, it don't matter, man, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Unless she was a prostitute standing on the corner and you out with her in that same neighborhood, it don't matter, bro. Don't nobody, that's between y'all. You know what I'm saying? As long as she's not doing it while y'all, you know, and I understand that some people don't change, you know, their behavior and things like that, but everybody can change if they're serious. And like I told you, women accumulate a large body count because, remember, the relationship situations in America is terrible. So long-term relationships are very uncommon. So she's going to be trying to find love in different people. And a lot of times the love that she receives, she deems like she deems sex as love sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women just be like, you know, I just want somebody to hold me. And I just, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. They need this attention. That's why you see a lot of women, they get animals like dogs and shit like that so they can cuddle up with and shit like that, because this is how they're built, man. So if they're not getting that, then they're going to find it like on the low. Every woman I know got somebody on the side she can call anytime. Tell the truth, man. Every woman got that. Because
man.
It's an itch that needs to be scratched, man. So just come on, young guys, don't be emotional and be crashing out over no pussy, man.
Fellas. Yeah, fellas. Pay attention, bro. We're gonna put y'all on game today because peep this out. For those of you who don't have female friends, see, I'm the kind of guy, I've always had female friends ever since school. I've always had, you know, platonic friends as females, and I've learned a lot. I'm gonna learn a lot of the game from the females because they're gonna put you on if y'all really cool for real. That's it. I've been friends with. I got homegirls, bro. They a lot more like us in that area than y'all think, man. Like my big brother saying, that's an itch that need to be scratched. And you know, women have to be a lot more discreet about it because of the judgment that comes from, you know, public and the scrutiny that's going to come from other people judging their actions and how they, you know, are with their body, etc. But I got to be real with y'all, fellas. Most of them is up there. Like, most of them have had experiences, and, you know, again, depending on how old you are, you know, most of them have had those experiences. But here's the thing. So what? That don't mean, now listen, that don't mean that a woman 40 years old can't be faithful to me right now, because in her 20s, she had a lot of bodies. That doesn't mean that today she can't be faithful to me. Obviously, a lot of fellas going to put a lot of weight into that. Like my big brother just said, fellas, stop asking. Do not ask. Don't insinuate. Don't guess. You don't want to know her body count. Let's not even bring it up. For my ladies, listen, we want to think that we're the only man that's ever touched you. We know that's not true, but that's what we want to think. We don't want to hear any stories about you and your ex and where y'all did it. I don't want to hear about the freakiest place you ever did it before, because bitch, it wasn't with me. So keep your mouth closed when it comes to those things. And I realize maybe you just speaking your truth or whatever the case, but like, we don't need all of that information. Men, we big and strong on the outside, but a lot of times we soft on the inside. A lot of niggas can't handle shit like that. Anywho, I'm gonna let that rest from there. That was some sucker shit, putting your hands on somebody behind that, especially 42 bodies. I ain't gonna lie, that ain't.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So listen. So let's get into that. Let's get into that conversation too. This is on the opposite side of the spectrum. Now, like I said, we see it a lot, like where people are in an open relationship, and it's actually a hack for people who cannot stay faithful, but they still want the fundamental benefits of a relationship. They want to have somebody that, you know, you can share bills with, go on trips with, the security of somebody already being there, but you don't have to actually be faithful with your penis or vagina. Now, like I said, that's a hack for these people nowadays because people don't have self-control. Now, do you think that in general, though, like open relationships should they be like kind of a standard thing, you know what I'm saying, these days for people who can't be faithful? Or is there another way that you could do it? Or should you just not be in a relationship at all if you have to be open? What's your take on that?
Man, my take on the thing, man, and people usually hate my answers because my answers are usually well balanced and fluid. My thing is that it's always about matches for me. It's always about different strokes for different folks. If you meet somebody who is of that same volition, if you meet somebody who is of that same mindset and is okay with that, then fantastic for y'all. That's great. However, you know, if you can't, then also take that time to be by yourself. My thing is with the open relationships, to each his own. For me personally, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be comfortable sharing my woman in any capacity. Like most men, I would be okay with being out here myself, but I ain't okay with her being out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no. But if I had one like Michael Blackson was like, hey, I ain't gonna be out here, but you can. Okay, well, let's talk about it or whatever the case. But, you know, in my estimation, like it usually doesn't work. But if you find somebody who's equally yoked and on that same playing field, then I mean, I'm gonna mind my business and let y'all do your thing. What you think?
I feel you. See, for me, like I said, man, I could not do that as far as like, you know, with like say with my wife or something, because, you know, my wife is somebody that I like to put on a pedal, somebody that's sweet. And you know what I'm saying? And that I look at, I wouldn't want to tarnish that by, you know, bringing in another woman and, you know, and that's doing our thing and all that. I would look at her differently. Because like I said, as a youngster, that would trigger me, man, because that's all I was used to was hoes. So if I did that, I would look at my wife so much differently, man. So I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't blemish the connection and the thing that we have, you know what I'm saying, as it stands. Now, like if I wasn't married and I just wanted to have fun and I wasn't in a marriage even mentality, then shit, that would be fun as heck. If I was just out here, shit, I'll give me a little girl and I'll do like Michael Blackson and man, and shouldn't be out here. We'd be fucking hoes together. I did this as a single man. I've had girls we hooked up and man, hey, let's get on some hoes together, and we had a great time. You know what I'm saying? So I've already gotten that out of my system. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do that in a marriage because to me, the institution of marriage is something that's more sacred. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that with somebody that I consider my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because I want my wife to be sweet. You know what I'm saying? I want, you know, somebody that has moral character and things like that. So that would kind of throw me off. Then I
get it completely.
So I couldn't do it, man. Okay, so let's go to, we're going to key up another video and then we're going to talk about it. Hold on one second. Okay, now in this video, this woman, and when we talked about nice guys, right? This woman had a nice guy that was trying to look out for her because it was raining, and check out what her response was right here, and we're gonna talk about it. All right, let's check this out.
And on the day, like long story short, on the day it started raining. All right, we were supposed to go out to eat, and then we was going to get some work pants across the bay in Mobile. We was going across the bay, and it started raining, and you know, when we got to the place, he was like, you know, it's raining. Do you want me to park you at the door? Or, you know, how you want to do it? And I'm just like, no, you know, it's cool. Like, whatever. Y'all, why this man stopped at the gas station and got me an umbrella? Yeah. So we could walk in the store and I didn't have to get wet. And when I tell y'all I never talk to that man again, because personally I just want a nigga that's gonna make me run. That's gonna be like, ready, set, go, run. You know what I'm saying? Like, take off. Like, I don't know. You stopping to go get an umbrella, it really icks me out. Like, why the fuck would you go get me an umbrella?
Now, like I said, these women, like a lot of, I ain't gonna say all of them, but that shit is retarded, bro. Like I said, these little kids, they weird as fuck, and they look at love. So you rather have a dude that say, "Hey man, get out and run," than a dude that's gonna buy you an umbrella and look out for you and shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, please explain why these young YNs and whatever. What is going on here today, man? Please explain some of this shit to me, man. Because I don't understand.
I really, really hope that she was trolling and that wasn't a real, genuine. I really hope that wasn't a real, genuine video. But if it was a real, genuine video, I mean, you're absolutely right. That toxicity wins. There are a lot of people who are, not mature enough or reached a mature enough state of mind where they don't want or desire that toxicity, because that's just all that can be. There's no way to find a way to dislike a person that got you an umbrella while it was raining is really, really hard to do. You got to really be reaching to find a way to dislike that person or have disdain for that person, and she certainly did. So, nah, man, I mean, that's weird. And I, at the same time, and again, I don't know this young lady, and again, I hope she was trolling. But if she wasn't, again, I venture to believe, low-key, bro, that had bruh made her get out and run, she would have made the same video about how about bruh made her get out and run in the rain and her hair got wet and everything else. So it's like, I don't even know if she was really ready to receive anybody, regardless of who it was.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, it's like, I just, that's always been my thing, especially with a lot of Black women that I know, is that they do not know how to receive a genuinely nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Something about that is like because I think that what it is that a lot of women haven't seen the benefits of somebody being nice and how it can work out for you. You know what I'm saying? And how it can be, they want somebody that they feel that's more edgy, or just more, you know what I'm saying, like talking crazy to them or whatever they can, because they look at niceness as weakness. And like I said, I've talked to women, I'm like, man, why'd you mess with that? Oh, he was a cake ass nigga. Like, I mean, damn, so basically you're choosing not to be happy. You don't want a nice life. You want somebody that's going to dog you. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a basic, thing that Black women have. I just don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? A
lot of the times it's just familiarity, comfort and familiarity. People go to where they're comfortable, familiar, and that just shows that they maybe come from a toxic upbringing, or maybe they, need therapy in certain realms of their life or whatever the case, because of their upbringing and certain things that they've maybe been through. They just gravitate to the things that they're used to, or even in that, a lot of people, man, you attract where you are. A lot of people are pretty on the outside, but got a lot of work to do on the inside. And it ends up showing through who they attract, and you kind of really never know where they are when it comes to that part of it. But like most of the time, if you're bumping your head against the people you're attracting, and it's a lot of times you attract where you are, and turn around and do some self-reflecting on some work on the inside, and that usually tends to get a different pool that comes your way, and usually better results.
Right, that's true. And like I said, man, I've asked women these things, man, and and stuff like that. And it's like, just because you are nice, I can see, I've seen men that was just straight suckers, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand how that could be a turnoff. But just because you're a nice guy don't mean you a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at it like that. Like I said, I feel that I'm a nice guy. And like I said, listen, my wife wouldn't fuck with me if I was a sucker. When she be seeing sucker shit, she be calling it out. She knows she don't like sucker shit. You feel me? So she wouldn't fuck with me. Trust me. If I was a sucker, she wouldn't fuck with me. She already know. She already know what the fuck the deal is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a nice guy. I treat her. That's my girl. I hold her up in the air. That's somebody that I can bring her around people, and I know that she's respectful and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So she, so now, like I told you, most things in relationships, especially when it's starting off, I told you, you normally come together by the least common denominator, which is normally like sex, looks, money, and things like that. And if it gets beyond that, it evolves into the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Where it's a lot deeper connection than just sex or looks and things like that. You become deeper with the person that you're with. And you know, if some of these women, they're just rotten to the core, man. Like you can't connect with them on that level, man. All they want you to do is thug them out. You know what I'm saying? They want to have pleasure, and that's it, man. They don't want it to evolve to another level. That's why,
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of, you know, when we talking about the secret formula to making the first move, you got to check a woman's temperature. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be the first thing that you do to see what type of spirit that you are going to involve yourself with. And I'm going to play another video of a woman who has that witchy spirit about her. Okay, let's check this out. Hold on one second. Check this out. Hold on, here we go. Where is it at? Where we at? Uh-oh. Okay, here we go.
I know you really didn't get out that call just now. Have a great day, sir. No, you came over here for nothing. No, have a great day.
Well, why is she mad though? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, ladies. Nobody wants to be rejected. Rejection is a very difficult thing to take. Rejection mixed with humiliation on top of it is a bit more like if you don't like a person, cool. Say no. I totally get it. I totally understand. But stuff like that, where you busted out your video and you recording and you clowning the person just for wanting to compliment you or wanting to, you know what I mean? Like that becomes weird. And then again, we get these mixed messages on men not approaching women, and then we get mixed messages on men approaching women in the wrong way, or like it all gets kind of convoluted. And it's like, listen, guys, that's one of the few ways that we have to connect as a whole is to speak. And it's more than okay to not want to speak with someone and to make that clear and to separate, but also kind of difficult to blame a person for at least starting a conversation when, again, there's no really other choice other than to at least attempt to start a conversation. So you can be respectful. I mean, and obviously that goes on both sides. We've seen guys do a whole lot when they get rejected by a woman on the street and calling her out her name, and I mean, that's some sucker shit too. But on both sides, it's like, it's difficult to be rejected already. So let's have a little bit of compassion and grace when we're rejecting people, guys.
That's true. And listen, I'm going to just give, you know, some of y'all cats, I mean, younger or older, you know what I'm saying? If you listen, the best way to go about when you're approaching a woman in public, like I said, everything right now is more online and dating apps and things like that. That's where most people meet the person that they go with now. It's not normally a actual interaction. So when women go out, they already have a guard around them already. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful on how you approach a woman because she already has her guard up. It's just like when somebody's trying to sell you something. It's a basic sales thing that you have because you're selling yourself. So don't try to just straight up come at her with, you know, hey, what's up, baby? Can I get your number? Like, I mean, have a little bit of tact with your shit.
Try a little.
Try to start some type of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like if she's walking around and she has her guard up, you know, just say some shit just to get her conversating with her. Damn, you mad? Did you kick your man out this morning or something? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Just to check her motherfucking temperature, just to see how she responds to it. If she comes across you with an attitude, you know what I'm saying? I don't need no man or whatever. Then you know what type of woman that you got right there. But if she comes across and she starts smiling and she's more open and things like that, that's when you could take it to the next level and maybe ask her some questions about herself just to keep the conversation going. And then you might be in after that. But you got to check her temperature first because all women got their motherfucking guard up when they out here. Because like I said, when you think about it, this is a cold world that we're living in. Sure. So single women have to be a lot tougher than women that are in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get fucked over. So I can kind of understand why they do it because we live in a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, for a woman to be feminine, she needs some type of masculine energy behind her so she can operate in a feminine space. Just like with my wife. Just like she just had a motherfucking flat tire today. I had to go save her. She didn't have to do that shit by herself. All she had to do was call me and I got you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about none of that shit. You ain't got to worry about nobody fucking with you because I got this shit. Just be yourself, be pretty, be nice and feminine, and I'll take care of all the bullshit out here. But if you're a woman and you got to take care of all the bullshit that goes on in life, then you can see it. When women start getting older, their voices start getting deeper and shit. You know what I'm saying? They transform, bro. They start turning into motherfucking predators. They stop being a victim and they start being a victimizer. That's why they be taking a lot of these young men's youth, you know what I'm saying? And all that shit. So you got to just like I said, so there is a reason why these women act like this because they're single out here in a savage motherfucking environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. No, I mean, listen, man, I was raised by a single mother, man. I watched my mom do it the hard way, man. And there absolutely is a reason behind it. And that's a whole nother episode on its own, just the removal of the black man from the black household and the effects that it had on the mothers, the children, the sons and daughters, and so on and so forth. And we're all reeling from that now. We all are seeing pieces of that now. And that's exactly a direct descendant of that entire situation. These women are single and they have to do a lot of things on their own throughout a daily basis. They got to work, take care of the kids. They the ones cleaning the house. If somebody break into the house, they got to defend themselves. Like you said, flat tire, you got to change it or figure it out. Call your dad if you got one, but like you have to figure it out. There's not that masculine energy that's in the home that allows that feminine energy to show through. So a lot of the time, you're right. Women are often guarded in public. They got their arms crossed. They're looking this way. They're not making eye contact. So to Big Brother Chuck's point, you want to check that temperature. And listen, a lady will let you know based on her body language whether or not the door is open for you to shoot your shot or not. All you got to do is something like Bruh said, check your temperature. Hey, how you doing today? She'll let you know literally in that reaction. If you don't have a chance in hell, trust me, brother, you'll feel it the moment you say, hey, how you doing today? And she responds back to you, you'll know it. Or you know, I like them shoes. Trust me, a girl that don't want you to talk to her, you give her a compliment, boy, she gonna turn her back the whole other direction, and not want to. So again, check the temperature of how that person is probably feeling in that moment again, because it starts out guarded. But a lot of the times, to your point, on a positive interaction, you can go in and I like that coat. That's really nice, whatever. Oh, you like that? Oh, thank you. That's woo. And then she'll turn around and be like, I like your shoes. Oh, for real? Yeah, whatever. And then again, you're into a conversation with an individual. You live around here at all? Whatever the case. And again, this is all a temperature check. It's all a general conversation, but it's all a temperature check at the same time. So I think that's really good advice to find a way basically to check the temperature of the situation because you never know what somebody got going on. I mean, her dog could have just got ran over outside 15 minutes ago. Right. If you don't check the temperature, you may not know that. You know what I mean? So I do think that's good advice.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. And like I said, man, we it's just, this day and age, man, it's just really you got to be lucky really to find a person for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You do. And there's so many different variables on how the relationship is going to play out. Once you meet somebody and things like that, and you might be a fit. Now you got to look at all the little things. You know what I'm saying? Like if she's snoring and shit, if she's snoring, like, does she like to have the TV on? Shit like that. That shit matters, man. I'm trying to tell you. Little shit. Do she eat pork? Do she smoke? Shit like that. Like it's so many different factors in this thing called finding love that, I mean, man, you got to be lucky, man, to find that person that matches all your energy and everything. And I be seeing these things like the pop the balloon and all that type of shit, man, and like I said, again, man, I'm just want to say again, listen, this is all masculine energy tonight. There's no females on here. So I'm going to keep it real. It's all fellas tonight. So fuck that. But anyway, listen. So I'll be watching this pop the balloon thing. And it's always like they always asking questions on how you going to fit in their life. Like we seen one where the girl was like, well, listen, I got a daughter and, and how you think you're going to, since you say you're a leader, how are you going to impress on my daughter and things like that or whatever. Listen, it's a two-way thing. You got to fucking fit into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a two-way thing. How are you going to make my life better? Fuck what just makes her better. It's a two-way street. Everyone has a voice in a relationship and everyone should be happy and find their place and their voice in a relationship so they can be happy and prosper together. If you don't have a place, then you just soft, man, straight up. Or like I said, and Champagne always asks like, what's the place? We was talking about Aisha Curry and shit like that. The place should be to make your family, to raise your family and to raise, you know what I'm saying, like productive citizens. Like what I just don't get that. So like a lot of women just like they think we should just serve them. And I'm not with that. No, fuck that. We're all going to be happy or we're not going to be together, period. Fuck that. We're not. And that's what I'm saying. Listen, people be having like, they be ending, and this is how you know how close you are in a relationship. Motherfuckers be in a relationship living two separate lives. Like their woman, say if their woman makes a lot of money and they struggling and shit, they barely paying the bills and half the rent, and she over here balling and shit, going on vacations with their girl and all that shit. No, this is all in the same motherfucking pot. If you're not transparent with your finances, then what the fuck you like? If you can't get at, I mean, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? You give me your body, but you can't. You know, we got to live two different lifestyles. No, man, I fuck that. We all struggle together and we thrive together.
Yeah, man, it's supposed to be about coming together. And, you know, I'll mention for anybody who's going to be in a relationship, it requires a serving attitude on both sides. Not two people coming in trying to extract what's going to work best for them. Is two people coming in willing to serve. And I've got to pour in and she's got to pour in. She's got to pour into me. I've got to pour into her. And as long as it's happening on both sides, we're good. But to your point, you know, if one doesn't, or if one is doing a lot of the receiving and not the pouring, it can tend to wear on the relationship. So, you know, and to your previous point, it's so many variables that go into it. You know what I mean? And I hate that it has to be that way, but, you know, just human beings are so unique. When it's about finding a match, you've got all of these completely unique individuals all over, and it's about finding a match and something that's going to work for both sides. Sometimes you have something that works for one side. You find a guy who meets a girl and she's perfect. She's everything I want. And it's like, she don't like stuff about him or how he gets down, or vice versa. A woman, you know, meets a guy. Oh my God, I met my husband. He's perfect for me. And he doesn't choose or want her in return. So it is so few and far in between. So just understanding that it's not something that happens to everyone every day. So taking the time out to do your diligent work and putting yourself in position or to do your diligent work and making sure that you're checking those boxes, and that when you are having conversations with people, you're at least open to finding out a little bit more whether or not there is anything there. Because if you know it's so difficult to find, then maybe don't throw people to the side so quickly and so easily.
Right. That's right. That's right. Because like I said, man, it is rough out here, man. And like I said, you know, for everybody that's out here, I mean, like I said, young guys, whatever, just always just know that, like, you won't have too many times in life to find that perfect person for you or to find the one. So if you do find someone that checks your boxes and all that, don't automatically think that you're going to get another one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real. You know what I'm saying?
Matches don't grow on trees. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, I mean, you know, when I was younger, you know, I had, you know, my daughter's mother. I mean, we was actually perfect for each other, you know, when I was younger, you know, and she was a virgin, everything. And, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was young. I could not respect that. You know what I'm saying? At the time, because I was out here, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So it took me until, not even my ex-wife, because she was, like I said, but it took me until I was 50 years old after that to find someone that was actually her perfect person for me. So that, you know, things could take some time, man. So don't never take that shit for granted, man. Because we don't want to get older and be, you know, alone and things like that, man. Because that ain't what's up. That you're not fulfilling your purpose if you're just by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Have fun while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, there's so much more to this thing called life, man. Just, you know, just being out here by yourself and just having fun, period, and not, you know, building and finding that perfect first person for you. But so you got it. Hold on, I think we got one more video. Hold on one second. Okay, all right, and I want to say this too. Now, with the women these days too, man, like with them getting so many surgeries and all that, like. It's just like they're tall midgets, bro. That's the new look. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, they're tall midgets. You could only get there's no in human history, there's never been a body like that except that it was on a midget. I'm gonna just show you this midget And this is the type of body. And tell me that these women don't look like this. Tell the truth. This midget, hey, I might hit this midget if I was a single.
Man, what?
Hold on, let me play it though. Real quick. Hold on.
Ok, bien duro. Entonces.
Now tell me, is that the look? Tell me that ain't the look, dog.
Why do you have a video of a saw midget, bro?
Listen, that's the look that all the women want. They want it because we was always talking about midgets and shit back in the day, how they was thick and shit, and now women are just taller versions of that. Tell the truth. That's what it is, man.
I mean, that's the shape, the curve. That's the shape they're going for. Them ant booties, man.
But we had to throw a little comedy in there. But listen, that's about our time, y'all. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, I'm gonna give a little something to the fellas, man. Like Big Brother said, you want to check the temperature. You never know what somebody has going on. It is our job. It is our duty to approach. But with your approach, we'll have a soft intro. Let's see if we can build on a general conversation. Doors even open for more. If it's not, move on, go about your day. No need for obscenities or name calling or anything like that. And if it is flowing, make your move, make it quick, get out, have conversation later. When you approach somebody, just make sure that they're in the space to be approaching. It's not easy to do, but try to set that temperature as best you can.
Right, that's right. You can't say you can't help yourself. Hey, I gotta keep it real, Kat. You should have been on here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? But anyway, this is all fellas tonight, so I ain't trying to hear nothing. This is all masculine shit. Anyway, listen, my final thought on the open relationship thing and everything is that, listen, no matter how you're open and things like that, how many threesomes that you throw, it's still going to be to a point to where that it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? You get used to it over time. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes normal. So when things become normal, they become boring. And people, even in open relationships, they got to do that sneaky shit, man, just so it can be more exciting, like you said earlier. So don't think that just because it's an open relationship, it's going to satisfy all your needs or you found the right situation or things like that, because it don't necessarily happen like that. So just think about that as you move on. And like I said, you know, when making the first move with women, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Just try not to appear that you're selling things to them. You know what I'm saying? Just have a natural conversation. And if she gives you the vibe, especially most black women, they're not going to smile at you unless they're really interested. You know, that make white women in other cultures, I've seen them smile and they're not interested, but black women will not do that. Trust me. But anyway, until next time, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to this all male, all masculine show. And you know what I'm saying? So until next time, we'll see y'all next Thursday. Until then, peace. This is my father, Big Chuck. He taught me the pimp mentality from the crib, so I was never faithful in any relationship. Until one day, 6 years ago, I looked at all the broken hearts and pain that I caused and decided it was time to level up. So now I'm a happily married man who still doesn't stand for the trick mentality that is destroying our community.
I'm Champagne, a single woman on a journey to build a life rooted in self-love, balance, and authenticity. I'm exploring the ups and downs of personal growth, embracing independence, and creating space for joy, peace, and purpose. Whether you're on a similar path or just curious about the ride, this is your space to feel seen, inspired, and empowered.
I'm Dante. I'm the realest of the group. I'm once married and now divorced and dating as a single father. Here to bring a grounded perspective, pushing past all the fluff and get into the heart of what really matters.